Astral. Welcome to the online tutorial sessions for macroeconomics. I am Amnash Lambert, your economics guru. Today we are going to continue our third chapter, which is national income. We had completed value added method, we had completed income method. Today we are going to start our third method, which is expenditure method. Now, this method measures national income as sum total of final expenditures. With this method, national income is calculated with the sum, the total of all the expenditures which are incurred, which are done by the households, by the consumers, by the business firms, all the business organizations, the firms, and by the government, by our government, the central authority, and also by the foreigners. So all the four sectors are included here: households, business firms, government, and foreigners. And with the help of expenditure method, with the total of all the final expenditure, we calculate GDP MP. And with this GDP MP, we can further calculate into national income. So this is the expenditure. It is the sum total of final expenditure incurred by the households, business, government, and foreigners, and it is collectively, the final expenditure is also known as GDP MP. And this expenditure method is also known as income disposal method. So students, this is also known as income disposal method. Now we are going to continue with the components. What are the components of final expenditure? Let's start. Now, the first component is private final consumption expenditure. Now, this final includes all the households and all the non-profit organizations. It refers to expenditure incurred, or it is the total expenditure which is done by the households and non-profit institutions. All the non-profit institutions which are serving the households, the poor households. What NGO does? NGOs help the poor households. So, non-profit institutions serving households on all type of consumer goods. They provide the poor households for the sake of social welfare. They provide the household with the consumer goods which are durable goods, except the houses. In this private final expenditures, the house expenditure, if you purchase a new house, that is not included in the private final consumption expenditure. Now let's read it once again. It refers to the expenditure incurred by the households and non-profit institutions serving households on all types of consumer goods. They provide them the all type of consumer goods, that is durable goods, all the durable goods, but except houses, the semi-durable and non-durable goods and services. They provide them all the goods and services. They provide them durable, semi-durable, and non-durable goods and services. Now, the expenditure by the foreigners, foreign visitors, and non-residents will be deducted from the domestic market. If any foreigner or any non-resident is expending his money in the domestic market of our country, then that money will be deducted. That will not be included in the GDP MP. That will not be included in the final expenditure. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Now let's come to the second component, which is government final consumption expenditure. It is very simple, just like that, but here it refers to the expenditure incurred by the general government. Here the expenditure was incurred by the households and the non-profit organizations, but here the expenditure will incurred by the general government on various administrative services like defense, law and order, education, etc. All the important necessities, all the social welfare thing which is done by the government like defense, law and order, education, all these things are very important for us. So these things are included in the expenditure incurred by the general government, which is the part of government final consumption expenditure. So we had covered two components. One is private final consumption expenditure. Then we have to add government final expenditure with the private final consumption expenditure. Basically, there are 4 components. All components will be added to each other. Then we can have the GDP-MP. Now, we have covered the first one. We have covered the second one. Now, the most important one, the third one. The third one is gross domestic capital formation or gross investment. In the previous chapter, you have studied about the investment, the gross investments. So, it means it refers to the addition. Whatever capital, stock or fixed assets you are buying to the additional, to the other stock. Suppose you have already 5 machineries. Now, you have bought 5 more. Then, the gross investment will be the 5 more machineries. So it refers to the addition to the capital stock of the economy. Whatever more additional goods you are adding to the previous investments, that will be your gross investments. It refers to the addition to the capital stock. You had 5 machineries, you added 5 more, then the gross investment will be 5 machineries. You will not add the previous one. 5 machineries. The new machineries will be your gross investment. Now, this gross investment, this gross domestic capital formation has 2 components. In your numericals, if gross investments will not be given directly, then it will be given in fewer components. Now, it has 2 components. The first component is gross fixed capital formation. It refers to the expenditure on the purchase of fixed assets. Whatever expenditure is being done on the purchase of the fixed assets, that will include in the gross fixed capital formation. All the expenditure which is done on the purchases of the fixed assets, you all know what are fixed assets. So, expenditure done on the fixed assets will be included in the gross fixed capital formation, and this gross fixed capital formation is a part of gross investment. Now students, this gross fixed capital formation has 3 more components, which is gross business fixed investments, gross residential construction investments, and gross public investments. Now, this gross business fixed investments, it includes all the new plants, new machineries and new equipments which you have bought for your stock, the additional capital stock. So under that, new plant, machinery and equipments will be included in the gross business fixed investments. Under the gross residential construction investment, the purchase or construction of new houses. If you are purchase a house, that will be included in the gross residential construction investment, or if you have constructed a new house, then also it will be included in the gross residential construction investments. Now, gross public investments. Under gross public investment, it is done for the welfare of the people, like flyover, roads, bridge, dams, all the expenditure which is done by the government for the public, that is known as gross public investments. Let's come to the second. This was the first component. First component was gross fixed capital formation, and the second component of gross investment is inventory investments, or you can call it change in stock. You already remember what is change in stock. Change in stock means closing stock minus opening stock. Let's understand it once again. It refers to the physical change in stock of whatever the change in the stock of what? In the stock of raw materials, semi-finished goods which are incomplete, intermediary goods, and finished goods lying with the producers. All those finished goods which have completed their production process, but they are not being sold, they are still remaining with the producers. So all these change in stock of raw materials, semi-finished goods and the finished goods lying with the producers, they are the inventory investment. Those things which have not been completed the production process, or they are still lying with the producer or the raw material. Now, how to calculate change in stock? We calculate change in stock by closing stock minus opening stock. Is that clear? We can calculate the change in stock. Now, to calculate gross domestic capital formation, or gross investments, you need gross fixed capital formation, the first component, gross fixed capital formation plus the inventory investments or change in stock. If you can add both of them, then you can have the value of the third component of expenditure, final expenditure, which is gross domestic capital formation or gross investments. So gross domestic capital formation is equal to gross fixed capital formation plus inventory investments. Now let's come to the fourth component, which is net exports. Now the net exports means it refers to the difference between exports and imports of a country during a period of year. If you subtract imports from the exports, you will get the value of net exports. Now export means it refers to the expenditure by foreigners on purchase of domestic product. If foreigners are purchasing our domestic products, then that is called exports. And what are imports? It is the expenditure by residents on foreign products. And if we are purchasing the foreign goods, then it is known as imports. Exports in economics is shown by capital X and imports in economics is shown by capital M. That's the standard variable for the export and import. In the whole world, export is denoted by X and import is denoted by M, capital M. Now, in your numericals, sometimes net imports is given. Now, in that case, what you have to do? Suppose if net import is given rupees 60 crore and you need the value of net exports, then in that case, you will note down the same number but with a different sign. Here, rupees 60 crore is positive. So, if you need to calculate net exports, you will note down the same amount but you will change the sign. Suppose in the net imports it is given minus rupees 60 crores. Then in that case net exports will be plus rupees 60 crores. Is that clear? So that are the components of final expenditure, which is GDP MP. You need to add private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation or gross investments, and if it's not given completely, you need gross fixed capital formation and inventory investments, plus the fourth component, which is net exports. If net exports is not given, you need to subtract imports from the export, or if net import is given, then you will note down the same number but you will change the sign. So what is net export? Net export means exports minus imports. Is that clear? That's the formula. Now students, I want you all to take a screenshot of the board so that we can continue further with the formula. I want you all to take a very neat and clean screenshot. Go for it, pause the video and take a very clear screenshot. Okay, I guess you all have taken the screenshot. Let's move further to the formula of GDP MP. Here is the complete formula, all the formulas of your expenditure method. Now there is one basic formula which is the bigger rectangle. So with the expenditure method you calculate the final expenditure, which is GDP MP. What is GDP MP? Gross domestic product at market price. Now you need to calculate GDP MP with the help of four components, which were private final consumption expenditure, then you have to add government final consumption expenditure, then you have to add the gross domestic capital investments, and if gross domestic capital for investments are not given completely, then you have to search for gross fixed capital investments and change in stock. So you need to add gross fixed capital investments and change in stock. If change in stock is not given, then closing stock minus opening stock. With the help of this, you can have the value of change in stock. And suppose if gross fixed capital investments are also not given, then you have to add gross business fixed investments, gross residential construction investments, and gross public investments. Add three things, you will get the value of gross fixed capital investment. Add these two things, you will get the value of gross domestic capital investments. And the fourth component, which is net exports, which is exports minus imports. And suppose in the question there is given net imports, then in that case you will write the same value but with a different sign. If it's positive, then it will become negative, and if it's negative, then it will become positive. Now, with the expenditure method, we get the value of GDP, and with that GDP you need to calculate the value of national income, which is NNP-FC. Now, with the help of GDP-MP, you need to calculate the value of national income. Now, to convert gross value into net value, what do? We subtract the depreciation. Now, to convert domestic value into national value, we add the NFIA, net factor income from abroad. And to convert market price into factor cost, we deduct the net indirect taxes, and thus we can calculate the national income with the help of expenditure method, because expenditure method gives us the another important aggregate, which is GDP-MP. Now students, I want you all to note down these formulas, all the formulas step by step, so that we can study further. Note it down. Take a screenshot. A very neat and clean screenshot should be there. Fine. I guess you all have taken the screenshot, and that's all for this video. You have completed the expenditure method. In the next video, I will come up with the more numericals and the precautions which are taken in the expenditure method. So that's all for today. See you soon.